This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I am Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling, and we have, excuse me, gosh, something got in my throat. We have some very crazy things to talk to you about today. Okay, we have uncovered secrets that most people do not know about. And I'm talking the deep dark shit. That's why if you know our thumbnail, actually, I'm going to go ahead and show you our thumbnail because like I said, Eli makes our thumbnails. You know, I give him ideas of what I want. He makes the thumbnails and he does an extraordinary job. This is our thumbnail for today. Okay, it says Jack and Jay uncover dark secrets. You see me and Jay are dressed as men in black. You got a CIA agent there. He represents the CIA as a whole. And he says, you'll never get anything out of me. But I'm holding a needle, and you can't see it because you got to zoom in. But I'm holding a needle that says truth serum on it. Okay? And the reason that's our thumbnail is because we are going to give some truth serum here. We are going to inject some truth serum into the CIA. We're going to inject some truth serum into some other things too. But first, before we do that, Jay, I just want to mention our sponsor real quick, maxassociates.etsy.com. They are the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. Like Jay always says, if Father's Day is right around the corner, if you want that stuff in time for Father's Day, I would order it as soon as possible. I mean, you're talking literally the best patriotic apparel and pride gifts that you can get in the country, but then you also get 20% off your order and free shipping anywhere in the United States. It does not get better than that. I mean, I don't see why you would want to go anywhere else, especially if you're going to look, if you want any kind of patriotic apparel or pride gifts, you ought to go here first just for the deal alone, just for the deal. I mean, you can't get any better than this. So make sure you guys go check out maxassociates.etsy.com and you definitely will not regret it. It is an excellent, excellent place to get all your patriotic apparel. Okay, Jay.
All right.
The first thing that I want to talk about. First of all, tell me how you're doing. How you doing? Are you doing all right?
Doing great. Yeah.
Well, you're not gonna be. You're not gonna be.
You gonna ruin my day?
Oh yeah. We're gonna ruin the hell right out of it.
Oh,
so I'm gonna go ahead and drop a nuclear bomb on everybody right now. As a matter of fact.
Oh God.
So the first bomb I'm going to drop on you guys, and Jay knows about these things already because, you know, we speak about things throughout the day, and this is something that you don't want to keep secret from anybody. All right, so the first thing that we're going to drop on you guys is this right here. All right, this is documents. There are documents right now that prove the Democrats have conspired to jail Trump in 2029. They actually prove this, that they are conspiring to jail Trump in 2029. I want to read this to you real quick. I want you guys to listen to this, okay? Biden's FBI just got caught conspiring to imprison Trump the moment he leaves office. In recently released Arctic Frost memos, they closed the Trump 2020 election case without prejudice, which means it can be reopened without prejudice on February 5th, 2025. But they slapped a litigation hold on everything. That means search warrants, secret recordings, grand jury transcripts, the full evidence stash, and they locked it away until February 2030. That means they have until February 2030 is what the hold is on it for. That's 14 months after Trump's second term ends. Jack Smith's own team bragged that the case was rock solid. Okay, they've loaded this weapon for the next Democrat regime to fire the second Trump leaves office. John Solomon and the Senate Judiciary Committee documents prove this. And I'm going to tell you one thing, Jay. They will never, ever stop until he is dead or in prison.
I agree. They won't stop. These people made up things out of thin air. A lot of the stuff, when you look at Arctic Frost, the whole thing, Russia, it was just completely fabricated.
Yes,
and the fact that nobody is in prison for that is mind-blowing to me.
Well, that's why they're doing what they're doing, because they know there's no consequences.
Well, that's it. They used that whole thing. We talk about it all the time, the Steele dossier, all of it, to basically undermine and hamper President Trump's entire first term. The
to overthrow
entire
the
term.
United States government, which is the definition of treason.
Bogged down, millions of dollars spent of our money, stolen from us to investigate something that was fake from jump, manufactured by the deep state, manufactured by the FBI, the CIA, the NSA, name it.
Jay, these Arctic Frost memos that just came to light prove. I mean, first of all, the case against Trump, the case that they were putting against him for conspiracy and all these other things was for the election interference and all this other stuff. The case that they're trying to throw him in prison for the rest of his life for, they actually put a hold on it. They dismissed it without prejudice. Now, if it's dismissed with prejudice, that means it cannot be reopened. It is done for good. But they dismissed it without prejudice.
Right.
And they put a hold on every bit of that evidence, meaning that they have until 2030 to do something with it. And as soon as Trump gets out of office, that is their plan. That is what the memos just showed, the Arctic Frost secret memos that were never supposed to get out. They got out, and they prove that they are conspiring to jail Trump the second he leaves office. Kash Patel has got to do something. It's the FBI's stuff. FBI, he runs the FBI now, supposedly. And if he runs the FBI, he should burn down every single one of these files, memos, every single one of things got to go in the incinerator. Because if not, if the Democrats, God forbid, if they win, he will go to prison the second he steps out of office.
Yeah, they're going to try to do it again. That's why we'll see what happens. We still have about 3 years left.
You can't see what happens. You've got to get it done now.
I don't know if he's going to get it done now, but as long as it happens before President Trump is out of office.
What about the midterms? What if they remove him after the midterms, then what?
They're not going to be able to remove him after the midterms.
If they win the House and the Senate, they can.
They won't. They won't have enough still. First of all, I don't think they're going to win the Senate. Actually, if you look, the markets have actually flipped on that now. I never thought the Republicans were in real danger of losing the Senate no matter what, because the map is just not there for the Democrats. It just isn't. But now the markets have actually flipped on that, where now they're saying Republicans are going to retain the Senate. But even if they took the Senate, they're not going to have a 60, a super majority. Even if they got the 57, I would be shocked. Well, see, I don't see it happening.
You're thinking on the basis of just Republican and Democrat. They have rhinos on their side too, so you got to add in an extra 5 or 6 seats for them.
I understand. You're right, but I don't think you'll have enough that are willing to risk their political career to get Trump.
Remove Trump. That TDS is tunnel vision. There is no other purpose in life when you have TDS except for to destroy Donald Trump. No other purpose.
I know they're rhinos. I don't know that their TDS is that bad on the Republican side.
Oh,
the Democrat side, we know it. I'm just gonna think about it as he's not gonna be removed after the midterms. They can impeach him if they win the House. They could do all that nonsense again.
Just hope they don't win the Senate. As long as they don't win the Senate, he can't be removed.
Win anything. Let's hope they don't win anything. Please.
Well, I mean, obviously we can hope all we want. Yeah, of course. I'm not hoping that they win. No, obviously not. But for Deborah, she actually just brought up, what about Radcliffe with the CIA? This is more of an FBI thing. But if you want to know about the CIA, we have an even crazier secret that we uncovered about the CIA. If you guys want to see something interesting about that, now you're going to see something. If I could just find out which one it is. I mean, I got 10,000 different things here. What is this? Now, look at all these different ones we got right here. We got the COVIDs. We got the hantavirus. Where is it? Look at all these different cool things we got here. Man, we got a ton of them.
That's it.
Here we go right here. Check this out. So the CIA recently, so first of all, JFK and the MK Ultra documents were being declassified as we speak. They are supposed to be, put out for the public to be able to see. But get this, the CIA, and you were talking about Radcliffe. He is the current director of the CIA. But this CIA is different from the CIA that Deborah is thinking about. This is the underground CIA. This is the black ops CIA. This is the rogue CIA. There are 2 different CIAs, okay? But this CIA just seized 40 boxes, not 40 documents, 40 boxes of JFK and MK Ultra documents that were actively being processed for declassification by Tulsi Gabbard's National Intelligence Team. The American people were this close to possibly seeing something that the CIA didn't want them to see. So they reportedly swooped in and took the files back. So I ask you, Jay, What is in those boxes that they're so terrified of releasing? MK Ultra, JFK, mind control experiments, assassination files, deep state operations. Representative Paulina Luna is threatening subpoenas if the documents aren't returned within 24 hours. But see, that's the problem. If they have the documents for 24 hours, who's to say they don't change them and give you back something else? Who's to say they don't burn the documents? Who's to say they lost the documents? What are you going to do? Are you going to try to arrest them if they say they lost the documents? You're not going to do a damn thing. And they know. And Jay, that's where this gets really bad. Okay. The CIA knows that the government is not going to do a damn thing if they take those documents and burn them. They're not going to do anything. There is no accountability. So that's why they are this bold. They just took from their boss. Okay. They report to the director of national intelligence. The CIA reports to Tulsi Gabbard. They seized boxes of those documents from Tulsi Gabbard's office. That tells you right there. They know, A, there's no accountability, and B, they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, I said to you today, Jack, I think there was just a few typos that they wanted to fix.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they're going to the 40 boxes worth of typos.
Yeah, they got a lot of whiteout, and they're going to fix some typos, make sure the grammar is correct.
Yeah, I heard that the black bars weren't dark enough.
Yeah, dot the I's. Listen, I don't know, man.
It's insane. That's their boss.
Would you be able to do this in the corporate world? No.
Not from my boss. I mean, they went in the boss's. You're talking about the director of national intelligence here. The CIA, that is their boss. And they seized. My goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I mean, listen, were they literally in Tulsi Gabbard's office? Well, we're saying, right? Right. We're just saying, yeah, they're in Tulsi Gabbard's possession, her agency, right?
Now, could they have been in her office? Maybe. I honestly don't know where they were.
Who knows? But all we know now is apparently that they're not where they were before. And
they seized 40 boxes, not documents, boxes.
I don't know. And how long does it take to remove 40 boxes? I mean, it's not like
you think it would take a good little while. I mean,
right. You need like a few people to go in there and probably make a few trips back and forth.
Hand trucks. I mean, you can only get like 3 of those boxes on one hand truck.
I'd like to know, when did this happen? Did this happen in the dead of night, or did this happen in the middle of the day when, hey, guys, what's up? Oh, nothing. We're just here to pick up some boxes. What boxes? Don't worry about it. You go back to work. I mean, what is going on?
But the balls, Jay, the CIA knows that even their own boss won't do shit to them, that there's no accountability. So they go in there and they can steal whatever the hell they want. Whatever they want, nothing will happen to them.
Man, do you think? I mean, Tulsi Gabbard, she doesn't seem to be the type to just accept that, does she?
No, but you got to be forceful. When this kind of shit happens, they are stealing from you.
Well, yes, and John Ratcliffe, he is the head of the CIA.
Yeah. And she's
are we going to hear anything? Oh, are we going to hear anything from John Ratcliffe?
We ain't heard a damn thing from him.
And I mean, Luna wants to subpoena them. What? What's going to happen? Come on. Jack, it shouldn't be subpoena if you don't return the boxes. Actually, you know what? We're just going to arrest you anyway and take the boxes.
They would automatically be. If I'm the DNI, they are getting arrested as we. There's no warnings. There's no, hey, please bring back the boxes. No, you are being arrested.
Right. If this is what. And we're reporting, right? This is the reports we're getting. Yeah. If this is what actually happened and they went into some place that they probably shouldn't have been and took 40 boxes.
Luna herself said that happened.
They should be arrested.
They should.
Because that's what happened.
That's a capital crime. I mean, what is that?
We would be arrested.
Oh my God. Classified they've been trying to get all the presidents with classified documents. Now you got the CIA stealing 40 boxes from their boss's boss. Their boss is the CIA director. His boss is Tulsi Gabbard. So it's their boss's boss.
They broke into Mar-a-Lago because President Trump is the only person in the government basically that can unclassify whatever he wants.
Exactly.
And they broke into his house.
And what if he was just like, I hereby unclassify these documents? What, then they got to leave? What if he
didn't? I mean, they broke into his house, went through Melania's underwear drawer, but that's okay. But these guys, and that was fine. And but now they're just able to go into Tulsi Gabbard's office, I guess, with maybe her underwear drawer, I don't know, and take 40 boxes
It's insanity. It is, and nothing. This is the thing. If you don't swiftly punish these people, this is going to happen again and again. That's why there's shoplifting all over the country now. That's why there's transgenders going into women's bathrooms all over the country now, because nobody is being punished for anything. This is not, just a man going into a woman's bathroom. This is not just some minuscule thing that's happening. This is serious. They just stole 40 boxes of documents that the president himself told the director of national intelligence to declassify and put out to the public. That means for them to do that, for them to risk prison, for them to risk sedition, for them to risk being fired, for them to risk being arrested, that means there's something in those documents that is absolutely massive, something that nobody is allowed to know.
You would think logically, right? That's the logic.
Yeah.
It's a logic train. That train's on the rail. It's on the tracks. Didn't fall off.
Has to be.
And here's the thing that's scaring me. I feel like maybe we're actually finding out. Jack, I'm thinking that if it wasn't the way it is now, where we have a Tulsi Gabbard who seems to be more transparent or whatever, it seems to be. But if she wasn't there, would we even know that this even happened?
Well, if she wasn't there, they would have never declassified these documents in the first place.
Right. Or would it have been a behind the scenes thing where maybe they would declassify and then they took them? At least, you know what? I guess we got to be grateful.
Well, it was Luna that put this out there because she was pissed off. Now, if there was no if there was no committee that was declassifying this, then even with Tulsi Gabbard, we wouldn't have known about it. But Luna was the one that put it out there.
Well, Luna, all right. Listen, I get. Oh God, people get pissed. The people get pissed at Luna, like, oh, she's. Listen, I guess we just got to be grateful for the information we get at this point.
Yeah,
we know
at least she told us about this,
right? At least we found out that 40 boxes were taken. I mean,
insanity, man.
I don't know. We're not there. We wish we were there, right? We all wish we were there
boxes.
and in some sort of position to actually do something about this. We all do. It's not
40 boxes, man. That's a lot. That is a lot. You have to have a U-Haul truck for 40 boxes of documents.
Right. And hand trucks, like you said.
So they
not just
pulled
going
up
there like,
to the director of national intelligence's office. 20 people went in there and each got a bunch of boxes with a U-Haul, loaded it into the back of the U-Haul, and then left.
Yeah, that's not like they're picking up pizza. All right.
Yeah. I just, it's crazy because this is something that you could not possibly fathom if there was accountability. But Jay, let me tell you right now, the whole world is watching this. And guess who else is watching this? The deep state. I'm talking about the Black Ops NSA, the Black Ops military intelligence, the Black Ops defense intelligence, and including the Black Ops CIA. Everybody is watching this. If there is no punishment, if nothing happens, just bring them back in 24. Do whatever you want with them, but bring them back in 24 hours. So how do you know if something's missing? How do you know if something's been changed? How do you know if they just burn the shit? And Jay, what if they said, we burned all the documents? What are you going to do? You ain't going to do nothing. And Jay, the whole world is watching this. You better believe if nothing happens to these people, it is open season.
It's been open season. Now it's just open season.
Yeah, because this is out for the whole world to see this. This is egregious, man. You're talking about
actually have a president
the CIA stealing from the director of national intelligence.
Yeah, and we actually have a president who wants this stuff out, and that's why he has these people that Tulsi Gabbard. I want this stuff out. I want it out. I want it out, and we still get this.
He needs to direct them to arrest these people now.
I agree. Listen, whatever they could be charged with, or whatever misconduct they could be charged with, whatever it is, they need to be charged with it. That's all I can say. That's all I could say.
Imagine knowing that not only can you do this, you steal from not the CIA director, the CIA director's boss. Okay. So you're also stealing from the president, by the way. So you know that you can go in there, steal 40 boxes of classified documents from the president, from the director of national intelligence, and nothing is going to happen to you. You know that. Imagine the kind of things that are going to happen now inside of our government when they absolutely know that even the most egregious violations are not going to be punished.
I don't know what to say, Jack. This is outrageous. What can we say? I don't know what to say. I want these boxes back, and I want them back now.
It's really bad. Even if you get them back, if you don't punish these people, you've got to.
Well, I'm looking now, and I'm trying to and about Tulsi Gabbard, exactly her authority.
Yeah.
And it says she is not the boss of the CEO. She's a DNI. We know that. Okay.
She's the boss of the entire group.
Great. Gabbard is and here we go. I just want to put that out there so everybody knows that this is correct.
Yeah.
Gabbard is Ratcliffe's boss in the sense that the DNI coordinates the entire intelligence community.
Yeah.
Now, she doesn't run the CIA day to day,
No,
but
that's
she's
the
in
CIA
charge.
director that runs
Right.
it. Yeah.
She's in charge. So Jack is right when he says they're basically stealing from the person in charge of the entire thing.
It's unbelievable.
It's insane.
And they stole from the conspiracy committee. There was a conspiracy to steal from the conspiracy committee.
You can't make this up. You couldn't make this up. If you were trying to write a movie, you wouldn't have been like, no, this couldn't. The people are never going to believe this.
Absolutely not. For a couple people that just came in, I'm gonna pull it up one more time.
Yeah.
Right here, the CIA actually seized 40 boxes of JFK and MK Ultra documents so the public couldn't see them. They seized them from their boss's boss, not the CIA director. They went in and seized them from the director of national intelligence. They walked in to it's like, let's say you work for Coca-Cola, okay? You work for Coca-Cola. You're the driver of the Coca-Cola trucks. Okay, you drive the Coca-Cola trucks. Your boss is the regional manager. Okay, you go in, you don't go to the regional manager, you go and steal from the CEO of Coca-Cola. That's what they just did right here. They stole from the CEO, not the regional manager, which is the CIA director. They stole from the CIA 40 boxes, not documents, boxes of classified documents. And the only reason you would steal from your boss's boss and risk, a lifetime in prison is because there are things in those documents you don't want anybody to ever know.
Yeah, tell us you're worried without telling us you're worried. And Jack, I'm just gonna, so people that just came in, here's the deal here, okay? These boxes contained, right? Jack said JFK assassination, MK Ultra. They were being processed and reviewed by Tulsi Gabbard's team for declassification following an executive order from the president. So as we said, it's not only her, they're stealing this from the president. This was his order to get done. Okay. Luna says the CIA took them directly from Gabbard's office. She's given them, as we said, 24 hours to return them, or she'll push for a subpoena. She said, oh, here, Jack. She also sent preservation requests, which I guess means that they don't want them to, they can't burn them.
What she did was she sent them a card that said, please don't destroy the documents you stole. That's what she did. That's what preservation request means.
Oh, God. And it says it fits into ongoing tensions with the ODNI that has been aggressively pushing for declassification of historical intelligence file, JFK, RFK.
And the CIA doesn't want that.
Right. Sometimes clashing with the CIA over access and speed. Think about, how far.
Imagine what they're hiding, man. Imagine what they are hiding.
It's crazy to think about.
Steal from their boss's boss. You got to know there's something big in there.
Steal from their boss's boss on an order from the president of the United States. That they are literally carrying out the orders of the president, and they're going in there and saying, no, not these. You're not doing that.
That's wow.
The president might be the president, but he's not getting these. What are you freaking kidding me?
And these are CIA agents. It's not like this is the freaking director of the NSA going in there and trying to. No, these are just rank and file agents that went in there, and it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Okay, let's move on for a second. We talk about this all day.
Jack, they need to face something. They need to.
There has to be punishment.
Has to be. This would be when I was a member of the NYPD. This would be like me going into One Police Plaza and just going in there with a bunch of other cops and going like, "Oh, we want these records. We're just going to take these." Are you out of your mind?
It's like you stealing from the mayor, not the commissioner, the mayor.
Insane. Yeah. Go ahead. Crazy.
It's wow. That's all I can say. It is absolutely wow. Okay, guys, I want to bring this up, Jay. This one got a lot out there. People really seem to respond to this. So BlackRock, as you know, is the company that owns the world, basically. Okay, they have over 11 trillion dollars in assets. So they own possibly everything that you could think of. Larry Fink is the CEO of BlackRock, and he called citizens domestic terrorists for being concerned that BlackRock is basically going to own every data center in America. Speaking at the Milken Institute, the BlackRock chairman openly declared that his firm and its institutional partners will effectively control the vast majority of America's new AI data centers because, and he said this, because the federal government burdened by debt, quote, can't afford to build the infrastructure powering this technological revolution. The sprawling facilities consuming irreplaceable farmland, billions of gallons of water, entire grid sectors, all while ordinary citizens face soaring electricity costs and degraded communities. And he said, we have to relook at all forms of security. Could it be domestic terrorism? Many things will have to be gone underground. This is a man who helped pioneer the financialization of every American asset, now frames resistance to this resource grab by citizens rightfully alarmed by blackouts, rate hikes, and the enclosure of their landscapes as potential domestic terrorism. Okay, they form the physical backbone of an emerging surveillance and control infrastructure subsidized by the public, yet owned by private titans, insulated from accountability.
This is new stuff, right? This is new. Everything going on with AI, these data centers, this is all new. And it seems like it's getting ahead of any kind of regulation that can be put in place to make sure it doesn't spiral out of control or go in the wrong direction. That's what's happening.
Reason for that.
The AI is growing so fast, and it's a race that obviously we need to win as a country. We need to. But at the same time, hey, Congress, can you guys maybe do something and stop taking vacations and, pass the Save America Act, but also get on top of this and get to work on actually making sure that stuff like this doesn't spiral out of control. And Jack, I don't want the government building these things because the government will screw it up. And
the data centers are destroying America, man.
That's the thing, though. There needs to be some kind of regulation. There needs to be some type of rules that obviously I don't think are caught up yet. They haven't caught up. They're probably 50 years behind.
Well, they shouldn't be allowed to build these things until the rules and regulations are in place.
Are there laws to stop it? That's the thing. Probably not. So that's what I'm talking about. They haven't. It's outpaced the way our government, the way legislation works. So that's why we're in a tricky situation. We're at a catch-22. We need to win. We need to win AI. We can't let China beat us in AI. That's why all those people went with President Trump over to China, guaranteed.
It's not worth the cost, Jay. The data centers are destroying America. I want to show you something. That's
quick. A tough call, Jack. That's a slippery slope.
Take a look at this. This is what happening in America right now, okay? I want you to hear this. This is exactly what's happening in America, okay? At least 49,000 residents, mostly on the California side, are losing 75% of their electricity starting May 2027. Nevada Energy is cutting the cord with Liberty Utilities so it can funnel power to massive data centers for Google, Microsoft, and Apple. These AI server farms already devour 22% of the entire state's electricity supply. Let me say that again. 22% of the entire state's electricity supply. That was in 2024. Now it's more like 45% of the entire state's supply. Now families, ski resorts, casinos, the 28 million tourists who visit every year get screwed. The bills, Jay, the bills for these surrounding people in these lands have spiked 77%. Blackouts, rollouts, chaos, it is all coming. Just because people want to win the AI race, who gives a fuck about AI? This right here is not worth it, Jay. It's not worth it. It's not. I'm not going to have the whole country turned into some metal box just so we can have, just so we can date our AI. No, thank you.
Well, we can't have China outpace us in the AI race.
What does it matter? Who cares?
It matters a lot.
No. It's just like the space race. It does not matter.
No, I don't want to compare this to the space race because, first of all, a lot of people don't believe the space race was even real. It
may not have been, but it's the same thing. They're racing for superiority in something that does not matter.
This is also control. This is control over information. This is control over a lot of things.
Well, we already have the infrastructure for that type of stuff. We don't need more and more and more.
I gotta disagree.
Does it ever end?
No, I listen. This isn't my expertise or my lane, but I do think that we need to beat China when it comes to controlling who's going to be. We just do. because we can't have China control. Look at. I'm going to say
they're not going to control anything. We're each going to have our own infrastructure.
What about TikTok? Remember how when China, what they did with just TikTok when they controlled it?
But that's got nothing to do with the server farms. I'm talking about server farms here.
I know, but I'm just making a point as to when China controls something or they beat us in something this important, the damage they could do to our country and the world. I think AI is the next. Is it? I mean, AI is what the world is going to run on. We talk about it all the time.
What we're doing right now, China, first of all, China's already way ahead of us in everything. But because we've had shitty leadership for the last God knows how long. But look, what the thing is now, the data server farms are eating up in New York. They are going to start putting them in New York. And guess what? Your electricity bills are going to go up 300, 400, 500%. Okay. There's going to be blackouts in your state, in your city, because they have to power the data centers. It's going to be literal metal boxes all over the country, taking up farmland, destroying cities, rolling blackouts, causing electricity spikes. We don't need that stuff. We have the infrastructure now to do what we need to do. We don't need more. Where does it end? Eventually, you're telling me the whole country is going to be metal boxes? We can't have it, Jay. Have you ever been near a data center? Have you been near one? The sound, okay? The sound alone will drive you insane. These things are not meant for this kind of thing. You want data centers? There is plenty of land that is unused in states that are sparsely populated. Put your data centers there, but don't put them in populated areas where it sucks 45% of Nevada's entire state electricity supply goes to data centers. 45%. That's insane.
Well, I don't know enough about the data. I know I've heard all the stories. I've heard all of it.
It's terrible.
There's
no good that can come of it.
But a couple things about the AI race. All right. It's basically going to be, and I'm looking it up here. Why specific reasons? It's economy, productivity, new industries, jobs, GDP, national security, just overall global power.
And they do bring up the infrastructure we have now, though. We have plenty of infrastructure.
Do we have enough?
We do. The thing is, they want more and more. And that's the thing. When you have something and you have enough of something, it's never enough. You want more. So eventually, this country is going to be a big metal box that hums very loudly.
That's why we got to find the sweet spot. And that's why I think it's it's kind of like trying to find that happy median where you have, yes, we're going to win the AI race. And at the same time, we're not going to have all these other problems where I just think right now we're just in this state of flux where it's
I have an actual solution, Jay, a real one.
Go ahead. What is it?
I saw where Microsoft put together data centers and put them at the bottom of the ocean.
Okay? Oh, yeah, I've seen that. The
water keeps them cool.
Yeah.
Okay. The ocean water keeps them cool, so they don't need that. There's no noise because they're underwater, and that's perfect. You can use them if you want to put them underwater. We have basically infinite space in the ocean. If you want to put them at the bottom of the ocean, don't mess up the land.
How much more expensive is it?
That I'm not sure, but I can tell you one thing. I'll say, look, you can either put them on land and you can't put them here. You can't put them there. You can only have your noise decibel level has to be this high. You can only suck this much electricity. But if you put it underwater, I'm going to deregulate it and let you do whatever the hell you want.
Here's the thing too. As I said, this is all relatively new, right? I'm worried. You're talking about power, and that's all legitimate concerns. What about
health? Just power.
No, what about the health of people that live around these things?
Exactly.
That's another
all
thing.
That radiation. That's bad.
Absolutely. So those are other things that, again, like I said, this is all happening very quickly because it is important to win this race, Jack. It just is. It is absolutely more important than the space race. It just is. This is going to be the next century, the next 2 centuries of who's going to control.
We don't need to win it. All we need to do is have the infrastructure. Yeah. That's all we need. We don't need to win it. Why do we need to win it?
I don't want to lose to China.
It's not really about winning or losing. There's no race going on. China's way ahead of us. You might as well forget about that. They are way ahead of us.
I don't think they are as far as the technology and the chips. They're not.
Jay, they got robots out there running marathons right now. They are way ahead of us.
I'm going to look as far as chips right now. What are we leading China as far as what are we? Why don't
you ask what China is leading
USA?
America in?
what is the USA leading?
But Jay,
as
I want
far
to
as
show
AI.
you something while you're
Go
doing
ahead.
that.
Go ahead.
Well, while you're doing that, I want to show you another thing that's horrible about data centers that people may not know about. This right here. Okay, let's say Jay, let's say you're near a data center, right? Okay, and it's turning into nighttime, right? You're at a data center, it's turning into nighttime, but for some reason, even though you're not near a city and it's nighttime, you can't see the stars. Why can't you see the stars? I'm going to show you why you can't see the stars. I want you to see this real quick, if I can pull it up, because this right here is another thing that people do not know about what's going on with data centers. And I don't know why the hell it's not pulling up here. That's odd, because there's a data center in, see, now I can't even find it because it's not coming up for some reason. Data center light. Why is it not coming up here? This is ridiculous, man. I tell you, sometimes X will really piss you off, dude.
Oh, all technology will piss you off. Jack, while you're trying to look at that, real quick. So I said, U.S. is leading China in AI in what regards? Said, but it says the gap is shrinking. So simple breakdown. Money, private investment is 286 billion and China is 12 billion. Top models, US has more leading models, 50 versus China's 30. Performance edge, US top models lead by 2.7%, was much bigger before. Chips and hardware, US, especially Nvidia, and Jensen Huang, who's the head of Nvidia, is in China with President Trump on this trip. Nvidia dominates.
So is Larry Fink, the BlackRock CEO, by the way.
They all are. They all are. Data centers, US has 5,400, 10 times more than China. This is key to training big models. Bottom line, America leads on cash, top quality models, chips, and infrastructure, the foundations for staying ahead. China is catching up fast on efficiency and volume. So that's where we are right now as far as AI. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they're ahead of us.
But no, we're ahead in all those things.
That's what they say. I don't believe it in a second. You've seen the stuff that China has.
I've seen it, but I also,
you got to triple check AI. But let's not worry about that.
I double checked it.
Well, I want to show you something, and this is real. I'm going to show you a picture. Okay, so Jay, there is a data center right now in a rural town called Crowell, Texas. Okay, it has artificial light that literally leaves the residents under a 24/7 industrial glow. Do you want to see what that looks like? Actual pictures of it? I'm going to show you, Jay. So take a look at this. This is what a data center looks like at night. Take a look at that right there. That right there is an artificial. You'll never see the stars again. Imagine if you live within a country mile of that place.
No.
This right here, this picture was taken like 10 miles away.
Now, why is it doing that?
I have no idea.
Like,
I don't even know why
they
they
have,
need lights on a data center at night.
That looks like a stadium, like with a game going on.
Exactly. It's insanity. But I'm saying there are so many bad things that outweigh any good a data center does for you. If you want data centers, you either need to put them underwater or you take them to a non-populated state. You know, go to Iowa, go to Montana, go to Idaho, and find a place where there is not a person within 100 miles. Run your data centers there.
Is that feasible?
It is, because they can put them underwater. If they can run them from underwater, I think running them from Montana would be okay.
All right. Questions to ask. Like I said, this is all new. This is all new to me.
We need to have a hearing on this shit, man.
Yeah, they need to do a lot about this stuff.
Why aren't we having a hearing on this?
I don't know.
Data centers destroying America.
I don't know. Maybe there will be.
I would think there will be. Fast.
I would think, and I'm like I said, I'm talking about, like, you know, when there's too many power lines around you, you have like these clusters, cancer clusters. We don't even know what these data centers might do to people and what the radius would be, how how far, how big the radius
the humming, do you hear that? It'll drive you insane. But Jay, the worst part about all of this, forget the humming, forget the constant artificial glow to where it's daytime for you all the time. Okay. The worst part, the spike in your rate for energy goes up 200, 300, 400, 500%. Why? Because your area is using so much electricity that now, in order to give you extra for you to be able to do your home, it goes up 400 or 500%. The data center doesn't care because they have hundreds of millions of dollars on those servers. Okay,
they should have to pay. They should have to pay. Yep, they should have to pay. Absolutely.
We got to have hearings. We've got to have hearings on this.
Yeah, they should have to pay. Absolutely, they should have to subsidize. What people are paying extra because they're there 100% at the very least. At the very least.
It's horrible, Jay, what they're doing to these people. And then get this. This is even the worst part, Jay. Right now, right this very second as we speak, there are data centers all over the country that are stealing land, eminent domain. They are using government's eminent domain to steal people's childhood homes, knock down their houses, and put up a data center in a populated area. They are literally using eminent domain to steal your land and your home to put up a data center. Right as we speak.
What else? I mean, right. But how else are they going to do it? Unless, like you said, they go into the ocean. I'm going to look. I want to see how much, what the difference is of building one of them on land or in the ocean underwater.
Even let's just say forget the ocean for a minute. They can. I told you there are states where half the freaking state is not populated. You can put all of your data centers over there.
All right, so here we go. Eminent domain, first of all,
and
in Georgia, Georgia Power using eminent domain for a 35-mile transmission line to serve the data centers could force 21 homes to be torn down. Wisconsin, residents, including 83-year-old artists, fighting eminent domain for power lines tied to big AI data center project. Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and others over transmission projects for data center power. So let's see. They rarely use eminent domain to directly seize land for the buildings themselves. They usually
I gotta
buy
show
land.
you then. I gotta show you.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Real quick,
I'm sure it happens. I'm sure it happens.
Yeah. Real quick, Jay, I want to show you something that Deb sent me.
Go ahead.
Check this out, okay?
Yep.
So, what I'm about to show you guys, and she sent this to me in the X. Okay, so this guy lives in Florida, okay? He lives 53 stories above the data center and a block away. So he's a block away from the data center and 53 stories up in the air, okay? I want you to listen to this. This is what it sounds like even when you're far away. Okay, 53 stories is a long way, and then you're a block away. Take a listen to this if this is your neighbor. And Jay, this is in a highly populated area. Take a listen to this. I want you guys to hear this and tell me what you think. After the plane, listen.
I was going to say, it sounds like a plane. All right.
This is not a plane. The entire city sounds like that.
City looks nice.
That is insanity, Jay. We can't have that, man. They are ruining the country.
Jack, it's just like a train. If you live near a train, after a while, you don't even know what's going by.
No, you notice it when it's 24/7. Okay. It's ridiculous.
You won't even know what's there. Just give it a couple days.
Oh yeah, no. I won't know it's there until I get my $600 electricity bill.
No, that's ridiculous. Apparently the power lines are what the eminent domain affects the most, because they got to run the power lines through a bunch of neighborhoods. So that's
but it's the same thing. It's the same thing, and they still steal your land for the data center. But let me show you the actual case that I was talking about. I'm gonna see if I can find this woman's case real quick. She is a kid. Oh, here it is. Perfect. All right, take a look at this. This girl can't be, I don't know, maybe 17 or something. Anyways, maybe she's younger than that. She might be 13 or 14. I don't know. But anyways, take a listen to what she has to say right here. I want everybody to hear this.
Hey, you guys. My name's Ansley. I live in Coweta County, Georgia. I wanted to come out here and show you guys firsthand what is happening to our county. So as you can see behind me, we have these power lines. Georgia Power is going to expand these lines to support power to the data center. What they're doing to homeowners is they're taking their homes. This is my childhood home behind me. It is being taken by force by Georgia Power. Homeowners in this county do not have a choice. It is called eminent domain, and they will take it.
They are stealing, and yeah, it's for the power lines, but that's for the data center. They are stealing people's homes. It's bad enough that the data center ruins everything that it touches, but now they're stealing people's homes, Jay. Stealing them. You have to accept the offer. You have to.
Jack, they're paying well above market value.
So that means I should just give them my home because they're paying above market value.
They're probably not paying above market value. They're probably
No,
paying
they're
market
not.
value. But what? Yeah, but that was what I was saying. It's not the buildings themselves. Usually, okay, we could find land and we'll buy the land, right? It's the lines that have to run through neighborhoods.
Exactly. Well, I mean, it's still for the data center.
It's part of the data center, 100%. I just let me see what I got here. Underwater data centers are typically 25 to 35% more expensive to build than equivalent land-based ones as of this year.
Well, that's their own fault. If they want to do a data center, we got to have a hearing on this, Jay. The data centers are destroying America. If we don't have a hearing on this, before you know it, we're going to be surrounded by loud metal boxes.
Yeah, but here you go, Jack. And you're right. Here's the good news. Okay, it'll cost them more up front. But as you said, the cooling, that's 30 to 40% of the land data. The land data, that's like the energy use, 40%. But underwater, you're saving all that money.
Exactly.
Because it's being cooled. So it says costly to build, but potentially cheaper over 5 to 10 years due to the energy savings and not having to cool it. Microsoft and China still pursuing them, especially near coasts with renewable power.
I was just going to say, China has one right here, Jay. I was going to show everybody real quick. Take a look at this. This is China's data center, underwater data center that they're doing right here. Pull it up. Come on, come up there. There you go. This is China's underwater data center right here. Take a look at that.
Look at a fish don't mind.
No. Well, that's because they're not hearing the humming and the light. It doesn't matter to them. What I'll tell you also is that you're right, Jay. It saves them tons of money on cooling. It's actually a lot cheaper for them to end up doing it underwater because they don't have to spend the money on the cooling.
True. Here's one problem we're going to run into, though, Jack. And no matter what. You know that, we're going to build it underwater. We're going to put it in the ocean. And you know what's going to happen? Every climate freak, environmental lunatic. No, you can't do it. And I'm sure there are legitimate concerns. But you know what? Even non-legitimate concerns, they're going to try to kill anything like that from happening. That's a problem. We know that.
What about the legitimate concerns of the land data centers?
Yeah, they probably are there too. But listen, they'll be more happy if people lose their homes than but they will just want to save some fish, like they did in California with that smelt fish. When that's why California burnt down. That's how crazy these people are. So, if they try to go, no, we'll put them underwater. It's going to save us money in the long run. We don't have to go through anybody's neighborhoods. It's not going to cause noise. It's not going to cause bright lights, all that stuff. But you know what's going to happen. These lunatics are going to try to stop it because they're going to save some sardine that, might go extinct. I don't know.
No, you're absolutely right. And this is right here. What I was talking about with Microsoft, they are doing underwater ones right here. Okay, this is one that was pulled out of the water. See, he's inside. This is inside the underwater one. See how it's got all the servers? Yeah. It's got every single one of the servers in the data center. And that's what it is right there. It's the underwater server. See, they pull it up every once in a while, power wash it, put it back down.
Right, you got to clean off the barnacles.
Yep. But see right there, Jay, that will not only save you a ton of money, but it will save American citizens.
Here's what I think, Jack. We always find a way. I think we do. So I think
there's
eventually...
a finite amount of land, man. There's a finite amount of land.
I think eventually we'll find a way, and, we could walk and chew gum at the same time. As long as we have smart people. As long as we have smart people, running things. What's that?
Or space.
Maybe.
Data center in space. If you can put
a satellite.
If you can put satellites up there, put you a data center. There's infinite space, apparently.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Like I said, this is all happening very quickly because it has to.
There has to be a hearing, man. There has to be. I mean, even if it's happening quickly, they are killing us, Jay. That poor girl is losing her childhood home for a fucking power line.
I'm going to ask right now, are any congressional hearings scheduled regarding this? Regarding data centers?
Yeah. We're going to ask Tim Burchett. I'm going to ask Tim Burchett if they're going to schedule one. He's part of the House Oversight Committee. He's got power.
Yeah. Well, hopefully they can't cancel it like they. Oh, it says Congress has held multiple hearings on data centers this year, mostly focused on energy demand, power grid strain, cost to consumers, permitting, and AI infrastructure needs.
So nothing to do with the environment that they're doing with these people.
February. There's one in February. There was one April 1st. One.
Did it come of any regulations? Did any actual regulations come out of this?
No. Okay. So here you go. Active bills. Data Center Transparency Act, Data Center Moratorium Act, Protecting Families from AI Data Center Energy Costs Act. These are bills as of now. No new major hearings are scheduled in the immediate next few days, but the topic remains active. Committees, and this would be the Energy and Commerce and Science Committee, continue
Who's on
oversight.
that committee?
What's that?
Who's the chair of that committee?
I'll ask right now.
We're going to contact that person live. Well, we can't because they're probably not there at 7 o'clock, but we're going to start contacting. I'm going to contact the chair of that committee, and I'm going to say, you know what? We need to have a freaking, I'll call him every day on live video, and we will play right here. I'm going to call every day, and we are going to get that person to do some kind of freaking hearing about this.
All right. So maybe he's from Kentucky. It's Brett Guthrie. He's been the chairman.
Guthrie.
Brett Guthrie. Brett Guthrie. He's from Kentucky. Maybe Congressman Burchett's people know who we can get in touch with for that.
Very possible.
Close by.
You know what I'm going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Jay. I know how to get in touch with each of these congressman schedulers. I'm going to get him on the show. What was his name again?
Brett Guthrie. It's Brett with two T's, Guthrie. He's from Kentucky.
We are going to have him on this show as soon as I can get him on, because I know how to get a hold of the schedulers. So we are going to schedule him on the show, and we are going to ask him about data centers and everything. Jay, we only got a couple minutes left. So let's go ahead. There's a couple more things that I wanted to bring up. Let's see. I don't want to bring that up. I want something. Let's see something good. Something really. How about this? This is going to affect the whole world. Okay. King Charles, Jay, he said that my ministers will proceed with the introduction of digital ID. Digital ID is the beginning of the end of freedom. Okay. King Charles is ending freedom in the UK. And if freedom ends in the UK, it will make its way over to the United States.
Now, does King Charles, he's a king. Does King Charles actually have the power to do this?
He has some powers. I don't know which powers they are, but if you say this and you can't do it, it would be pointless.
So he says, my ministers will proceed, right, with the introduction of digital ID.
Yeah,
it's not voluntary modernization, right? You're saying royal decree. I mean, what?
Not voluntary.
So, okay. Here's the thing. Any of this stuff has to stay completely voluntary. It's bad enough that it's even voluntary. I mean, this stuff can't be allowed to be considered in the United States. Are you crazy? No.
But it will. It will. Did you know, Jay? Did you know most states already have digital ID? I bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that North Carolina has digital ID. The only thing is it's still voluntary at the moment, but they do have digital ID on the phones that you can use for anything. So there is digital ID already implemented in many states in America. I bet most people didn't know that.
Well, it's got to stay voluntary. The minute it's not, it's no.
But what are you going to do? They say you have to have an ID to drive and for this and that. What if they say, all right, you know what, we're doing away with, still got to have the ID. So if they move it to digital, you have to do it.
We'd have to push back on that. Say no. We'd have to push back. You have to push back.
We would, but I mean, is there any accountability for anything?
This is why it's so important to make sure who represents you. That's why it's so important. Not just the president. Not all right. It's the people.
Local is more important than anything.
Right. Local, county, state, city, all important. More important to your daily life than the national election. Of course, the national election is important, especially now. But the people who are in your area, your jurisdiction, your district, those are the people that have the most effect on your daily life day to day.
And people, what they don't realize is the local is the most important, because these individual states, they implemented the digital ID on their own. It wasn't a federal thing. North Carolina, the state I live in, has digital ID because the governor and the General Assembly put it in years ago. So if they decide to make it not voluntary, that's a North Carolina thing. The president has nothing to do with that, and the president can't needlessly usurp states' powers. So if they want to make it a non-voluntary thing where you have to have digital ID, they can do that. That's why you want to make sure you vote your local elections also, because they are just as important, if not more so.
Yeah, and what party do you feel like right now would be more apt to go after you to have control of every bit of your life? It's very easy. It's the Democrats. They would want to know, how many steaks did you buy this week? How far did you drive this week?
Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Keep talking for a second.
What was your carbon footprint this week?
Keep talking for a second.
Yeah, it's not even close. The Democrat Party. Democrat Party are the ones that want control like that, digital ID. There are probably some rhinos that will be like, oh, maybe. No, there probably are. But Democrat Party is the party that wants to control you cradle to grave, and they want you to thank them for it. Okay, they want like they're doing you a favor. Okay, that's what they want. So that's why you got to vote in every election you can. Dog catcher on up, you got to get out there and make your voice heard and vote. What are we looking for?
No, you're absolutely right. I want you to filibuster just for a second. I want to find this video. I want to show people, and this is a UK video, by the way. I want to show people exactly what it will be like in the UK once digital ID is implemented, and it'll be even worse in America once it's implemented. So go ahead, filibuster. We only got a couple minutes left. I got to try to find this real quick.
All right, I'll filibuster. One great story I love today, that some woman in Florida who wanted to, was telling people to shoot Trump supporters. She got 13 months in prison. I love it.
Excellent.
For making a video talking about how Trump supporters should be, with firearms. So, excellent.
I found it.
All right. Well, that was a good little story I had there. That made my day.
Okay. So, Jay, they're calling the digital ID, they're calling it the Brit card. Okay. That's what they're calling it. So I want everybody to see this because this shows you exactly what it will be like in the UK if they get to digital ID, and in America if they get digital ID. So I want everybody to take a listen.
Can I see your Brit card, please?
I don't have one. I don't have a smartphone.
Can I get another pint, please? Sorry, sir. Your Brit card says you've exceeded your alcohol quota for this week.
Sorry, sir. Your Brit card says you've already flown twice this year. We're having to restrict passengers with higher than average emissions profiles.
That's it.
Sorry, I'm afraid your funds have been temporarily frozen. Your recent social media post did not align with the government's narrative.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm afraid your Brit card says you cannot purchase any more meat this week as part of our commitment to achieving net zero.
I've just logged in using my Brit card and it's saying I've already had 3 hours of internet today and it's locked me out.
That right there is digital ID's future.
That and like I said, what party wants that type of control? It's not.
That is total control over your life.
Not even debatable who wants to do that. It's the Democrat Party.
And that right there, what you just saw, you know what? That's so important. I'm going to show it one more time. Everybody needs to see this one more time. This right here, the digital ID has more consequences than the freaking data centers. Listen one more time.
Can I see your Brit card, please?
I don't have one. I don't have a smartphone.
Can I get another pint, please? Sorry, sir. Your Brit card says you've exceeded your alcohol quota for this week.
Sorry, sir. Your Brit card says you've already flown twice this year. We're having to restrict passengers with higher than average emissions profiles.
Sorry, I'm afraid your funds have been temporarily frozen. Your recent social media post did not align with the government's narrative.
Sorry, I'm afraid your Brit card says you cannot purchase any more meat this week as part of our commitment to achieving net zero.
I've just logged in using my Brit card and it's saying I've already had 3 hours of internet today and it's locked me out.
That right there. I had to play it twice because that is unbelievably important, guys. You have to realize what the digital ID will do to your life.
Absolutely bloody awful.
All right, we got 60 seconds left, Jay. So I want to say real quick, make sure, guys, that you go to maxassociates.etsy.com. They are the #1 place for USA Pride gifts and patriotic apparel. Look, Father's Day is coming up. You've got the 250th anniversary of the United States. You're going to want to get patriotic stuff. Why go anywhere else? If you go here, you can get the same stuff you would get somewhere else, and you get better stuff also, but you also get 20% off and free shipping anywhere in the United States. maxassociates.etsy.com. Also, make sure you follow us on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram, all Secret America TV. You can follow Jay on TikTok at @Penionsvary with an A. We are Secret America TV on every single one of those. Same screen name, all of them. We are live Monday through Friday, every weekday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You want to make sure you come, watch the show, give us a support, like and subscribe. We try to do this show for you guys. We don't do it for us. We already know the things that we're going to talk about. We do it for you so that way you guys know the secrets that are out there. That's why we're Secret America. We reveal the things that the government and the media don't want you to know. And that's why your support is really valued and it really helps us a lot. So thank you very much. For Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
been listening to Secret America.